Granado was talking about the Killer Bees yesterday.
Because I missed it.
Look, I mean, he wasn't like talking crap. He just doesn't really like our embrace the suck mantra for the Houston Texans. Here was Granado yesterday morning saying how he's anti-embrace the suck.
I'm so sick of embrace the suck, though. I'm so sick of it. I can't. I'm not doing it. They've been suck enough, long enough. It's time to stop the suck. Yeah. Okay. Embrace the suck? No. It's stop the suck. And starts now. It starts this week. Yeah, I bet on them. I bet on this team, and I'm stupid for it. But I'm done with embrace the suck. You guys can. We need that top pick again. No, no, we don't. We need to start playing better football. We need to start being a better organization. We need to start being a winning team. We need to start learning to win. We don't need a top pick. We don't have to have the number one pick every flipping year. Okay, a top 3 pick every year. What you need is to start playing better football, building a better culture here, because it sucks.
I don't think you always need wins to build culture. If you look at Kelvin Sampson's Houston Cougars, they won 13 games the first year here where they set the foundation of the culture. You compare the Astros to the Texans. All right, nearly a decade without getting to the playoffs. 3 straight 100-loss seasons. This will only be the 3rd year that the Houston Texans don't get to the playoffs. So, this whole, we've sucked long enough. 2 years ago, you're in Arrowhead about to upset the Chiefs to host an AFC championship game. This period of suck for the Houston Texans has not been that long.
If you just embrace it for 2 years, and assuming, and I didn't know at the time, you were going to get what you got for Deshaun Watson, regardless of what else was going on, in a 2-year period of time, and you already saw it through year 1 in the draft, that you got substantially better just by the guys that Caserio brought in year 1 of Embrace the Suck. You go through it for 1 more year. And by the way, why the hell would you pull the emergency brake right now and try and turn it around so that you could get in the middle of the draft with your own draft pick after what we've seen and who's playing quarterback and all the different needs you still have to fill? It makes zero freaking sense to me. So let it play out. And again, I understand that you want to see progress. You want to see good football, as John said. You can see good football because they're competitive. They're in the game. They're still doing things that give you encouragement that this team is on the right track. And at the end of the day, they fall just a little bit short. But it doesn't mean that they're getting their doors blown off. It doesn't mean that, this is this catastrophe that we can't digest for another week or two. It's the fact that it's progress being made without wins being stacked. That's as simple as it is. And in a year's time, with another good draft, then you can go into free agency and spend till your heart's content to get extra players you didn't draft and build this team up so where they can take the next step. But really, 2 years and you can't handle it, but you endured all those 100 lost seasons for the Astros, but that was just fine and they did it right? Stop it, man.
Hey guys, back to the video in just 1 minute. Before that, I want to tell you about Fitz Roofing. If you got a leaky roof or need a full roof replacement on your business or your home, or you want to get something done around the yard or maybe something around the house, they have the best warranties in the business, the best ratings, and the best service. They're going to take care of you every step of the way. Fitz Roofing, making a difference, one home at a time.
The only thing I would pressure you guys on, there's really not history, or I shouldn't say none, but there's very little history of that being the way to win in the NFL. And it's not because teams haven't been bad for long periods of time. The Jets have had a bunch of top picks. The Lions have had a bunch of top picks. The Browns, the Jaguars. And yeah, the Browns won a playoff game a couple years ago. And yeah, the Jags look good through 3 weeks. Look at the playoff teams year after year after year. And there are almost no examples of teams who've been consistently picking at the top. One here or there, you could point to the Bengals getting Joe Burrow, and I think they picked early the year before that. But they are the exception, not the rule. I'm not trying to argue that top picks are not valuable. That would be silly.
Right.
I'm arguing that top picks are not the only way, and I wouldn't even argue the best way.
We're not saying the only way.
I wouldn't even argue it's the best way.
Well, it's the best way then.
I wouldn't even argue that it is the best
All right,
way.
what is the best way?
One
He said
option.
he wouldn't argue it.
I don't know that there's a definitive best way. If you look at the playoffs last year, it is filled with teams who did it different ways. They all did it with a great quarterback.
There you go.